hear you nice and clearly. Oh, here we go. Oh, we are here. So what we'll do, everybody who's seeing us totally pop on there, we're just going to hang out for a minute and get ourselves all comfy. Hold on here. And Eileen, can I still hear you?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Then we know we're good. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this meditation today. All right. Well, we'll see if I'm going to just pop on the channel and see if anybody's already joined us. I know they all look forward to this day meditation.
Oh, great.
And got, oh, I know here. All these buttons to press and places to go.
I know. It's a good thing we don't have slippery fingers.
Yes.
You never know where you're going to end up.
Oh, okay. I see us on the channel now, so I can pull that up. Wonderful. Okay. Well, you know what? I think the two people watching could be us, so that's okay. I'll wait till we all gather here. All right. Do you do your own meditation already, Eileen?
Pardon me?
Have you already done your morning meditations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've already done them. Okay, yes, you're all there. All right. Well, it is my 10, your 7, and somebody else's anything. And so I would love to begin this meditation. We'll let everybody come on and join us. Okay, so first of all, welcome, because EWN loves to sponsor these one-a-day meditations. And I'm so glad that we do, because we know when we come together as that collective, the energy and the network connection just consciously elevates even more so, because we're all together and it's amplified. I think it's just such a beautiful thing. So we have Eileen Murray with us here today, and I would love to share just a little bit about Eileen. And then I have a question for you before you jump in.
Sure.
I find these things fascinating. I loved your bio, and everybody, you can read Eileen's full bio on the link below us here. But I just want to share a little bit about Eileen. With a background in Jungian psychology, shamanism, and various forms of energy work, Eileen has created a strong bridge between the inner and outer worlds. Having been involved in the world of dreams through delving into the world of unconscious since the early 1980s, Eileen has come to know both the light and the shadow sides of the psyche. That's going to be one of my questions. Over the past 15 years, Eileen has consulted and taught people how to access their Akashic records, and in the records of their business nationally and internationally. She also works with people to discover hidden treasures within the world of dreams, while listening to one's intuition, found in the wisdom of the body. Creating art is also expressed through working with the Akashic Records. As a contemporary artist, Eileen invites all aspects of color, texture, light, and dark to inhabit the canvas. Eileen, I read this and I was taken to a few places. And this is my one big question as we enter your lovely meditation. It dreams and light and shadow, dark. How can we eliminate or support any fears that might come up when people think, oh, no, I don't want to look in the Akashic Records. I don't want to go to the shadow or the dark side. How can we help ourselves just open up a little so that we're not so contracted with that?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, Lisa. Thank you. And everyone. When we start to really learn who we really are, that we're light, that our essence is our soul, our spirit, and it's infinite. In order to face the shadow comfortably, we have to feel safe. And often what we do, it's a natural thing. We have all these thoughts and beliefs that have been here since the beginning of time, and what we've been taught through history and through school and various ways that we've believed in, and we think that that's what keeps us safe. So we'll often look to the outside, like our job, and what's happening in the world at the moment is a perfect example of where people are being really challenged with their safety, with jobs and security. And this way of working is learning to shift not just the mind, but our consciousness. It's a different consciousness. It's a pure awareness that is aware of everything that's going on. And when we can learn to abide and rest and trust in that light, then we're opening to the wisdom that's held in that consciousness. And so we can begin to face those fears and insecurities and things that we don't like, our resistances. And that's what I teach. I teach people how to rest in the consciousness of who we are and then welcome those things. So we're learning not to repress them or run away, because that's where it can happen in a split second, where we run off and think, oh, I don't like this, I'm going to go and eat something, or I'm going to go and buy something. And so when we can learn to just say, oh, there is that again, and it's not who I am, but I'm welcoming it up, and I'm standing as that presence looking at it. So we become more comfortable in the light, and the light, it's always been there and always is there. And so we're trusting it more. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. You chose some very key words. I love them. They really resonated. And you brought it up to current times. So I appreciate that. It is a safety. I like that, being just to sit comfortably. It's a shift, not with our mind, but a shift with our in our awareness and consciousness.
Yeah, it's a different, it's like a modern day way of saying it. It's like two different programs. And, like with the computer, say Windows 7 does this, and it only knows this. So the mind only knows this. And that's the operating window of Windows 7. Well, if you look at that spiritually, it's still in duality, right? It has right, wrong, good, and bad. And you can still do the good, but then you're afraid and you can go to the bad. In Windows 10, that passes through it. You're in another operating system. And so what we're doing in Windows 10 is really, that's who we are while looking at Windows 7, but Windows 10 isn't affected by Windows 7. But Windows 7 doesn't know that Windows 10 exists.
That is so perfect. I totally get that. Yes. And it removes judgment. So yes.
Judgment is the pattern.
Yeah. It's shadow doesn't mean scary and dark. It just means Windows 7.
Yeah. And also what I do in my, when I work with people, say with a dream or so on, there is no judgment. Everything gets to be welcomed. And then we invite, because often in the shadow, from the Jungian perspective, there's gold. Jung said that there's gold in the dung. And when we can allow the image to come up or the fear to come up, and we're in that place of feeling safe and neutral inside, we can ask it to speak. And I can't begin to tell you what can start to come up, because when we let go of our judgments of what we think it is and allow it to have its own voice, there's wisdom there. And there's gold there, and it's wanting to show us something. And that can happen even in nightmares. People are very afraid. But when they can feel safe enough to open to that and let it speak, it turns out to be 99% different than what we often thought it was. It's wanting to get our attention, because it's all about waking up to more of who we really are. And then that which is no longer serving us, we can welcome that and lovingly let it go.
Yes, I like that. Lovingly let it go. I feel like I'm on my way to like an adventure park right now with your meditation. So I'm getting so excited. So yes, I love for you. So happy that you're going to lead us through something like, and now having that as my base going in, I hope everybody watching will share in that little shift as well, and be able to open up a little differently, maybe a little bit softer as we head on in. So what I will do, Eileen, is I'll give you the screen.
Oh, okay. I just want to say to Lisa that somebody asked me to do a meditation, so I created a meditation in working with this. So this will be this morning a brief introduction to that. But I have a meditation, and it's on my website if people are interested, or contact me. And And I'm selling that for $22, but it's something that will take, if a person is interested into that more deeply. But I also work with people with that if they want to go deeper with that.
Yes, and when we after the meditation, when we come back, I want to ask you a few more questions about that as
Sure.
well. But yes, I think having the tool, it's almost weird. I wish I had another word for tools because I feel like that's not the right word, but there are things that assist us and guide us and support us through these. And meditation is something that everybody hears and knows they should or has experienced it maybe and loved it, but they can't quite do it on their own. So
Yeah.
I really support
Yeah.
people having those, if you've got something recorded that you can sell and offer to people, it's of tremendous value. It also keeps you on schedule, like, you know what I mean? It helps you fit it
Yeah.
into your day, is maybe what I'd like to say.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about that as well when after this meditation, because I think that people need to be reminded it and shared with them where they can find these.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Eileen, off we go to a beautiful meditation. Let me put you in as the speaker.
Thank you.
There we go.
Okay. So you just let me know when we're ready. There we go.
Yeah. You can do a countdown and it's all you.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. So I'm going to invite you. The title of this meditation is Allowing Life to be Different Than What We Think It Is. And there's another component to that. The part of us that is changeless. That's the soul, our spirit, the light of who we are, whatever term suits you, the part of us that's intangible, that is pure consciousness. And out of pure consciousness comes the form. It's life that gives birth to the form, that expresses the form of this body, this individual. And as we learn to abide as this, then we can look at life differently. It happens automatically because we're shifting our consciousness. So I'll just take one or two examples this morning. And I invite you to bring your attention from the mind, from your brain, and open your mind and your heart. Open your consciousness. Shift, make a decision. I am choosing to simply open from limited thinking to my soul consciousness, to the infinite consciousness. And I'm not going to try and figure it out because my mind doesn't know how to figure it out. And breathe. And as you open to the presence, the light of who you are that runs through the body, but is beyond the body. It's intangible. It's your presence, your light, your radiance. And abide and rest as this. Bring your attention fully there and what you're experiencing as your presence, as your light. And now think of something in your life that you might want to control, that you don't like it the way it is. And see what you're feeling about that or thinking. What does that bring up? It's not about the story about it. It's staying with the feeling. What is the sensation that you're experiencing when you think about something in your life that you don't like? Excuse me. And now, as the presence, as that light, you're simply looking at that. something you want to control. So you welcome that feeling of wanting to control. I don't like it. And allow it to come up. Allow that feeling to come up as the presence is witnessing it. There's no judgment from presence. And then what happens to it as you just simply stay present to it, lovingly? I don't like that. What happens to that? And breathe. What happens to that wanting control? Is there a little less of it now? And say there's some resistance about something you don't like. Oh, I'm resisting that. That's another pattern. It's another program of the mind, the collective mind. Allow the feeling of resistance to be there. And can you still stay present to it as a loving presence? And does that resistance affect your presence? No, it doesn't, because our presence is whole and complete in itself. And breathe. And now, as you take that incident that you were thinking of that you didn't like, or the resistance around it from the place of presence, look at that situation now and see how you would respond differently. And if there's any other feeling it brings up that you don't like, anger or fear, just welcome that up in the same way into that open space of that loving presence. And breathe. And now again, look at that situation and see, because you have welcomed up the resistance or the fear, you're standing to the situation from presence, not from the fear and not from the resistance. You're standing, looking at this situation from and as your presence. And so you're inviting the presence to inform you about responding, and see what that is. And because you are, in essence, your essence, can you shine light of love to the mind, body of yourself first? And then shine that light of love to everyone or everything within that situation. And can you shine love to that situation? Not trying to change anything. It's the divine love. And if there's any resistance or any fear or anything happening still there, welcome, shine the light to that. Not trying to change it, not trying to fix it, not repressing it, simply allowing the love to be present. And see what's happening then. And see what's happening within your body. And see what's happening in the area around the body. And now we're going to invite peace to come within our consciousness, to rise up, to come to the forefront. Allow yourself to be peace. I am that. Peace, love are qualities of spirit, of the light of who we are. And allow peace to be present in this situation and with everyone or everything that is a part of this situation. And now let's take it to the world. We'll take a situation where there's a lot of polarity in the world about, well, we could take it about COVID, people for or against. But let's stay as the peace and the love. We have our own opinion. The other person has their own opinion. I can choose to stay present as peace and love while holding my own opinion and respecting the other, even if their opinion is different or they come at me. I can choose to welcome up that fear or reaction, whatever it is, from the place of my inner presence of who I am. And so what happens if we simply bring love? We first welcome what we're feeling, if there is a reaction. I don't like it, resistance. This should be different, wanting to control. And we're welcoming those feelings into the greater field of the presence of the light. And we let them dissolve. The presence does the dissolving. We allow the presence, that greater part of ourself, to dissolve. The divine love will dissolve those limiting patterns and judgments. And then, as the peace that is behind that, those feelings and doubts or fears, is the presence, the light. We can stay present and bring light to the situation and to everyone. Everyone in the news, everyone in the world. That's the power to choose. I have the power to choose and decide what I'm going to bring to this situation while not repressing anything and realizing who I really am and who they really are, because all there is the one infinite light that is as the essence of everything that is in form. So let's allow that light to be present everywhere, to be active everywhere. That's all we're required to do, is to choose to be aware of it. And to be aware then of what we're feeling. And keep welcoming that into the light and allowing the light to do what it knows what to do. And we can take that to any situation in our life. And then as you do that, be aware of how your body feels and responds to that. And what's happening in your energy field. And we give thanks to the light and for ourselves to being aware of more of the bigger picture and how we can choose to interact with it. And if we fall and make a mistake and feel terrible, we can welcome that as well. Knowing that who we truly are is this light. And truthfully, that's all there really is behind all form at its essence is the light, the one infinite light that is life. And breathe. And then when you feel ready, bring your attention back. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes.
Ooh, that feels rather complete and beautiful. Oh, thank you, Eileen.
You're most welcome.
It's so funny how everything just calms down and you can still be joyful, but it's calmer.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's true.
I loved how in the starting flow is allow the love to be present. And I thought, isn't that funny that we actually we hold it back and say, no, I'm supposed to be angry with you, or I'm supposed to block this.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a valuable permission.
Mm-hmm.
And funny that we need to give love that permission. And then you also said, allow the light to be everywhere. And when we do that, the two, allow the love to be present and allow the light to be everywhere, you kind of took there's no fear, like we can approach anything. Mm-hmm. You seem fearless, I have to tell you. You're so gentle and fearless.
Well, no, I have to work with my own fears, but I'm really grateful that I know when it comes up, what's going on. And yeah.
Right. Recognition. Yeah. I think that that's the helpful part is to be able to recognize and say, oh, that's okay. It's okay that you're here showing up. And I want to say thank you so much to Kristen Penny, Diane, who have joined us, who did that. And please share with us how you felt during that meditation. Did something come up for you? If there's a quick question or not. And because I know that you really do invite people to work with you. And when you say work with you, what does that look like? Because work is different.
Yeah. Well, if people want to have a session, I work with people with what's going on, and I work in that way. And that's the way I also approach dreams, or what is going on with a person's life. Even physically, we could work with a symptom. And what the main thing is, if we have a symptom, because of our conditioning, we think, oh, this means this and this is going to happen. So when we can learn to rest in the light, then we can learn to let those preconceived ideas go and open up and let the symptom speak. And it has a wisdom, and it's wanting us, it's turned up because there's something that we need to become aware of. And it may be very different when we especially give it the space to have its own voice with no preconceived ideas. We come to it fresh and new.
Yes. Because yes, and in your bio there, I remember reading like that's the body has wisdom. And I love that. Rest in the light and let the symptoms speak. The body's wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But we have to get out of our head, and we have to really learn how to trust the light, our essence, because that's where we feel safe, in order to be able to open to these things, these other parts that are there. Yes.
You're helping me to recognize even more so. There's a close, not close, to be close, some closedness, closing effect that we really can slip into quite easily, and just have to get back in there and through meditation. And you do art, so that's beautiful. And do you teach people how to do their own art, or is it that you are enjoying?
No, I love to teach people how to open up to their own creativity and let it come through, real childlike, really, in that innocence of simply doing it for the pure joy of doing it, loving the color and what wants to go together, and then allowing it it's like the magic to come through, and also to dialogue with the art pieces. This is another thing. I'd like to be working with artists more fully in that way of what does the image want to say, and then where does it want to go. So it's like having tea with somebody, and you're having your tea with the image in your art piece, and there's a dialogue that's going on, and then this dance of what wants to come through comes through, and we're getting into the bigger soul arena of our own soul. As it comes through in our art or our music. It can be done with anything, writing, photography, anything.
Yes. You mentioned tea. That's one of my favorite things, is having tea. So it's like, oh, okay. Oh, I love the soul arena. It really is, and when I think of an arena, I think of perhaps like some horses doing a beautiful, if it's not against their will, they like to do their fun in their arena and show off and have playful fun. And it just feels like that. I hope that people do reach out if they feel this resonant. I know that they enjoyed the meditation. I purely did. Where can we reach? I know it's everything in the link, but is that the best way to reach you, just through your website?
Yes. My website is Eileen. Well, I have an art website, eileenscreations.ca is the art website, and my other website is thenewcreation.ca.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And
there are free meditations on that as well. So
okay. They can experience that. Yes, I think it's like a treat instead of like a coffee break. It's almost like we need a meditation break, and that's why I'm so glad that EWN does a meditation a day. That I've said it right. There you go. Oh, and I just thank you so much for hosting a meditation for us. We all appreciate it. I appreciate it so much, and you've kind of set this up for a beautiful. We've set this day up now for a beautiful extra deepening and allowing the light and allowing allowing love to be present. So thank you so much, Eileen.
You're welcome, Lisa. Thank you. And everyone.
Everyone. Well, a day Oh my gosh, I can't remember how to say that. What a day meditation will return tomorrow, and we shall see everybody then. Thank you so much. Okay, bye everyone.